Inside the Cage, brought to you by Combat Sports Insurance. Fighters and promoters, contact us today for your insurance needs.
Welcome to MMA Inside the Cage, bringing the world of mixed martial arts straight to you. This week, we have a sick main event from our friends at Cage Warriors, a huge addition for Season 3 of MMA Inside the Cage, which starts next week. And you're going to see this guy in his children's jiu-jitsu program based right out of Johnson City, Tennessee. I'm your host, Cyrus Fees. Next to me, he's the lost Batman villain. He didn't quite make the Rogues Gallery, Casey Oxenine.
Well, you know, with that big Batman thing, that's
the Dark Knight Rises.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The idea is that I am more diabolical than the Riddler.
Okay.
I am stronger than Bane. Everybody knows that.
Possible.
And obviously, I've been standing next to Two-Face for the last 2 years.
Oh, man.
And that makes me a very patient individual.
I think I'm really upfront with when I talk to you. I don't think I'm two-faced. Season 2 finale, that's what it is tonight. We're going to kick it off with a little news flurry. UFC 149 happened last weekend, and it was quite the fight. It was out there in Calgary. They had a huge crowd out there. In the prelims, we did see some knockouts. We saw some exciting stuff. Once we got to the main card, not so much. Didn't quite live up to the hype. Let's just go straight to the co-main event and the main event. Hector Lombard, Tim Boesch.
Yeah.
Okay. Huge hype behind Lombard. I was one of those guys that really believed that he was going to come in there and smash Boesch. He didn't at all. He played it safe, a lot of countering, that sort of thing. And it just didn't seem like he was playing his game. He wasn't very dominant, not very aggressive whatsoever, and he loses a split decision.
Well, I think there are two things that could have played into that. First of all, you've got Hector Lombard coming from Bellator. There's a lot of pressure there. He was the champion. So there was a lot of pressure on top of his shoulders. And then you got to think Tim Boesch is not one of those guys that really, it's good to make you look good.
Yeah.
If you beat him, you really, it's hard to get him and just run on him. He's a very tough guy, and that could have played into it. I think that Hector Lombard definitely, if he has a chance to go back out there, there won't be necessarily as much pressure on his shoulders the next time, and you may see more out of him. And like you were talking about, he may get Munoz.
He wants Munoz
who's coming off
bad.
of a loss also, so that could be a good option maybe in the future.
I think he wants Munoz bad. I think you're going to see that fight. They're both coming off the loss, so that'll be exciting. You go to the main event, Faber versus Barao. You have Barao with that huge streak of wins that he had. Uriah Faber, of course, just being a big name in the UFC. They're going for the interim title, and Barao dominated. I mean, point blank. You know, I mean, he had 8 years on Faber, you know what I mean? There was that age difference. But, of course, Faber still looks good. He still looks fast. But Barao seems like he was a cut above.
Yeah, I don't think that the 8 years has anything to do with it. I think that Faber is extremely, extremely fast. Everybody knows this, even to this day. It doesn't matter how old he is. The thing is with Barao, he is so precise. He has developed such a good game. You know, this is a guy who, with, like, say, for Faber, he fought Jose Aldo, and Jose Aldo couldn't put him away. Mm-hmm. He worked Faber, but this is the same deal. You didn't get to see Barao be like utterly dominant, but it doesn't matter. When you see him against other competition, he just completely smashes them. It was a very impressive fight for me on a technical standpoint.
The Cruz fight's going to be crazy.
That's what I'm talking about, because Cruz certainly isn't known for the power, but he definitely has the speed and the combinations. I think it's going to be a very, very good matchup that will be anxiously awaited.
I think so too. The bantamweight division looks great. Finally, starting next season, this is big news. We're going to start season 3, our 105th episode. That's just cool. Even bigger than that, we're on a mad search for our craziest knockouts, the best submissions, and the wildest clips from MMA all over MMA, not just in the big organizations, in the small organizations. Check out the link on the screen. You go to our website, you submit your video, and then we've even added a little incentive every week. Tell them about it.
You got to send in your videos, because if you do and you win, because we're going to have everybody vote on the best knockout of the entire episode. If you win, you're going to get a huge prize package with apparel, with training gear, some of the best stuff. It's like $200 worth of stuff every single week that we're going to be bringing to you, and you get incredible amounts of exposure for your event. That's the big thing.
And it's good stuff too. We're talking about Hunter MMA. They've been with us for a while. VXRSI, you have Fight Chicks, Kwok Wah Ying, you have Bellum Couture, Crucifix USA, and more. Plenty more coming, believe me. I'm talking to these people. We are bringing you all kinds of cool swag if you win the best clip of the week. And it could be even a submission. It could be an awesome flying triangle. Send it in, man. We'll get it there to you. But go to the link and send that stuff in, because nobody else is doing this, and we want to hook you fighters up if you're pulling some awesome wins out there all over the country. We're going to go inside Casey's gym, Team Oxenine in Johnson City, and check out his state-renowned kids program next round. But now, get your guard up. It's time for the MMA Inside the Cage Hit Parade.
but he's taken the fight to Radosavljevic, and already Radosavljevic has brought the pressure on. This is an onslaught here. Confessor stopped to blink. Radosavljevic's onslaught. There goes the kicks. This is a real MMA brawl. Radosavljevic has come to do business. Can Confessor contain? It's been stopped. It's all over. Okay, now's the test. The game of chess begins. Close guard for feet. Radosavljevic trying to drive through the guard. Ground and pound, landing some big shots. Feet going underneath the rope. Radosavljevic, it's finished! It's all over!
MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Combat Sports Insurance.
All right, welcome back to the Season 2 finale as we get ready to embark on a new season of MMA Inside the Cage next week. It's going to be a great, groundbreaking episode. Big main event coming up in the third from Cage Warriors, but right now, let's direct the attention to you, which is all the time, right? You always get the attention. Let's give you a little, even more attention here. Your gym, Team Oxen 9, for close to 10 years here in East Tennessee, produced some great pro fighters like Tyler Minton, Nate Jolly, Dustin Walden. You've helped guys like Tim Stout, Tara LaRosa. You've trained with her. All kinds of people that people probably don't know, but I'm letting them know right now. But your children's classes are a whole other thing for you, and I know that's something that's kind of close to you, close to your heart, because you like working with the kids, and you have a great program, and there's a lot of great accomplishments that they've had so far.
Even small accomplishments, what you would see on paper, have been huge accomplishments for some of these kids. You know, some of these guys have been bullied and pushed around, or may have low self-esteem, and I've seen them change almost overnight, and a lot of it has to do with, of course, the camaraderie inside the gym, the friendships, but also when we go and we compete in these events like Naga and Grappler's Quest, and the one that's coming up is New Breed. They're really they're pushing for that. It's going to happen in Charlotte on August 4th. These kids really, they react so much more intensely than the adults, and the things that I've seen happen here have, for me inside, done so much for me, and I love it. And it's something that until I began a really strong push in my children's program, I never understood how gratifying it could be.
Well, let's take a look. Let's go down to Team Oxen. Now, we brought our cameras down there, and we saw what your kids are made of, and why you just got to see it for yourself.
Yeah. Like riding the horse. There you go. Get on top. Get on top of her. Yeah. Put your knees under her arms. Beautiful. Then I go over here. Okay? And then I pull in tight for that.
Jeffrey, watch it.
Now I'll take this hand and slide up in. Yeah. Walk this way.
Tam. You want Tam?
He's good and wide. Yeah, very good. Try to open up this door. Out there. Good work. Good work. Come on over. Good job.
Wow, Casey, the kids look tenacious out there. You can tell that they're skilled, and they really take pride in what they're doing.
They do, and they're having fun, and having fun is the biggest thing. Win, lose, or draw. We go to these tournaments, win, lose, or draw. It doesn't matter what happens there.
But you do win a lot. There's a lot of wins.
That's the thing, that we try to take the pressure off, and when you take the pressure off, it makes it a lot easier to win. Afterwards, we always go out to eat. We have a good camaraderie there. All the kids are always on the sidelines helping push their teammate when they're on the mats there. You know, there's always support, and that is so huge. That is the team process, and that's what we love about the kids program.
No doubt about it. We got Cage Warriors coming up in the third round with the main event of the week. We got a special message from somebody that could possibly join the MMA Inside the Cage family, but right now we need you to send in those videos. It's very important. Go to the link on the screen. We need the knockouts, the crazy head kicks. We need the flying triangles. We need the arm breaks. I'm sorry for the people that get their arms broken, but we need to see those videos because we're giving out major prizes. send it right there to that link. Keep it here on MMA Inside the Cage.
MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Combat Sports Insurance.
Welcome back. Third round action. Time to impress the judges. Before we get to the Cage Warriors main event of the week, we have a new addition coming to the MMA Inside the Cage family starting in season 3. We already have Iris Garcia out in California covering the West Coast. Now we're adding one of the most well-respected names in the sport, Casey.
Is it Frito
Segal?
Segal?
It's not Frito Segal.
No. What about,
He's busy.
What about Mr. Miyagi?
He's dead.
Only other one I can think of would be maybe Frank Dukes.
Well, now him and Chong Li are both busy at the Kumite right now, so no, he couldn't make it in. Well, let's take a look right now. Let's see the message.
What's going on? This is Dr. Roddy Ferguson, and I'm saying what's up to my man Casey and my man Cyrus. Every once in a while, I'm going to make a guest appearance, give you guys the inside, on-the-ground view of MMA. Right now, I'm in Maryland. I'm not sure if you can hear some of the noise in the background, training my man Mike the Hawk Easton. And I look forward to sharing with you when it comes to preparation strategies for MMA, my particular opinion when it comes to the sport of MMA. And I look forward to sharing with, just two incredible dudes, Cyrus and Casey. Take care and have a super fantastic day.
That's right, Dr. Roddy Ferguson, 4-time national champion and judo Olympian, 3-0 pro MMA record. The guy's kind of done it all here in the sport. It's going to be great to have him on the show. Very outspoken. He'll fit in real well here with the cast of characters on MMA Inside the Cage. Our main event of the week comes from Cage Warriors, and this is a group that we've had on the show time and time again because they continue to put out a great product. 48 was good in London, the HMV Forum. Tons of fireworks in this one. Like I said, great product, still kind of under the radar, though.
Well, I don't think so much under the radar over in Europe and Asia, where they're a very, very dominant promotion. Here maybe a little bit more because people don't get the opportunity to see it as much, but very, very good promotion and excellent fights always.
I think so too. Hit up CageWarriors.com for information on their next event. But right now, let's finish up season 2 of MMA Inside the Cage with a big MMA Inside the Cage main event of the week.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the world is ready. London, England, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet 3 inches tall. Official weight 192 1/2 pounds. As a professional, his record stands 9 victories and 3 defeats. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, here is Chris the Killing Fields. Introducing next his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in 192 pounds even. As a professional, he brings 15 victories, 5 defeats, and 1 no contest into the cage tonight. From Swansea, Wales, here is John Phillips! Referee in charge of the action, Mark Goddard.
Ready, come on, let's do this.
Mark Goddard shares the cage, and straight in is John Phillips, winding up some huge shots, throwing from the hips, and has Chris the Killing Fields retreating.
Phillips threw with some incredible force behind those early punches. Phillips tried to make use of that Fields tried to make use of that long range and hit that right high kick up the open side of John Phillips. Of course, John is a southpaw, but he's forced to clinch here.
I have to make a technical correction on my part. These guys are fighting at a catchweight tonight due to the late notice of the bout.
I got a fence, don't hold that fence, John.
This leg reap straight to a mounted position is something Chris Fields does very, very well. And there he goes, immediately. Leg reap to mount.
Fields actually goes to posture up and is giving.
Shield back in from John Phillips, done a good job of retaining his guard.
Yeah, good opportunism there from Phillips.
Oh, just pushing the legs to the side, effortless.
That's easy for you to say, Josh.
Yeah.
Easier for John Phillips to combat sports on the amateur boxing circuit in Wales.
Oh!
And it's the front kick
from
Chris Fields. We were talking earlier about that Mike Gary kick. He has such good range.
Well, John Phillips says, go on. Phillips just says, okay. Putting that range to use, but they've clinched up again. Phillips needs to create some space. He's going to get the leg reap once again here.
If you have a formula, Josh, then continue to use it.
Yeah, that's it. It's worked very well for him so
Chris
far.
Fields does that so very well. Good hammer fist there from Chris Fields. Last 10 seconds in this first round. Your commentators, John Gooden and Josh Palmer.
Oh.
Wide-eyed looking Phillips stares across at the killing Fields as we are ready to get involved in the second round. Phillips was coming across the cage to touch gloves.
I love the facial expressions of John Phillips just saying, okay, you can try it.
I don't think he's surprised by anything anymore, Josh.
No.
He's not surprised by the changes in opponents and certainly not of what he might meet in the cage.
Good level change from Chris Phillips. He hits that right high kick. Again with the push kick to the face, using that range.
I remember the kicks that Chris Fields used against Mario Staple. They were very effective in that fight.
Phillips has got to keep his left hand high because that open side kick is just coming whizzing up towards his face. Again, the body lock for Chris Fields.
Chris Fields is obviously very strong as well, Josh. Very physically strong.
He is. I was training with Cathal Pendred, his teammate, last night, and he said you wouldn't believe how strong Chris Fields is, and you add that to the kind of range and the length he's got, and it's just a whole hard combination to deal with.
My Irish family used to tell me that it's road digger strength that you have. You might not look physically impressive, but everything's just so hard, and Chris Fields looks like he is very much in that mould.
What I like is John Phillips, when he's getting close, rather than trying to punch up and over and around the guard of the much taller Chris Fields, he's really looking to work the body. Hasn't been hugely successful with it yet. Again, the outside leg reap by Chris Fields.
Really nice work from Fields in this contest so far. Phillips showing good aggression and ability to stave off a lot of these attempts at doing some damage. A lot more could have been done if he wasn't quite so sharp.
Yeah, Fields doing a good job of trying to pass the guard. He's got to be careful of this guillotine, though. This is a good... Oh, my God!
John Phillips has just earned himself another submission victory on Cage Warriors.
Wow.
A very, very quick turn of events, and Chris the Killing Fields taps
arming
guillotine from John Phillips. And this is a lovely moment, a sporting moment from John Phillips, who gets...
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes in 2 minutes, 4 seconds, round number 2. Submission by guillotine. Your winner, John Phillips.
MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Combat Sports Insurance.
Well, it's been another solid 52 weeks, 52 episodes.
That's 104 total, partner.
That's exactly right. It's pretty impressive. It's time for a good curtain call to close it out.
All right. Well, aside from a few select locales, youth MMA is practically non-existent. While there may be a future push to standardize a set of rules and procedures to make it a safe practice for these young men and women, the idea is currently perceived as controversial and dangerous. This, however, does not prevent these children from growing and attaining the base skills of the sport and competing in the individual arts that will one day make up their MMA game. Like the well-respected USA Boxing Program and youth wrestling, the numerous grappling associations such as NAGA, Grappler's Quest, and the upcoming New Breed promotion all allow these kids to compete regularly in a crucial discipline for development in the overall game as a mixed martial artist, and do it safely and positively. I have personally witnessed this program not only provide a vast elevation of self-esteem, but also an almost uncanny jump in skill, with these children moving with an almost adult-like pace and precision on the mats in a very short amount of time. So, to the parents of children struggling with the very real issues of bullying and low self-esteem, this program may be the solution that you are looking for. So if you notice a big tournament coming to town or happen to pass a local academy, stop in and take a look. It might be something that changes the world positively and permanently for someone that you love.
Well, the prize packs are ready. We got tons of them. We want to see the best knockouts, submissions, and MMA moments you can send to us. Here's the info. Make it happen. Nobody else is doing it, and we want to hook you up here on MMA Inside the Cage starting in Season 3. Get us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check out our official YouTube, and get to MMAInsideTheCageTV.com. I'm Cyrus Fees.
I'm Casey Oxendine.
And we'll see you next week
for Season 3 of MMA Inside the Cage.